Hello students, let us try to analyze the producer-consumer problem today. This problem comes in cooperative processes. As we know, there are two types of processes, the cooperative processes and non-cooperative processes under the concurrent processes. In the non-cooperative processes, those processes do not communicate with each other or do not share anything with each other. The cooperative processes are the processes those share something with each other or they communicate with each other. So whenever there is a interprocess synchronization, there is a standard problem of producer-consumer type. So this is a classical problem of interprocess communication or interprocess synchronization. Interprocess synchronization means whenever two processes try to synchronize with each other or they try to communicate, this problem can arise. So it is one of the synchronization problems in operating system. What happens in this problem is whenever your producer produces something and it keeps it or it records it in a buffer and consumer takes out the data from that buffer and the particular buffer is commonly shared between the producer process and a consumer process, then this type of producer and consumer problem can arise. So in the producer and consumer problem, producer produces an item and adds to the buffer. The buffer is always of limited size. The buffer can be of the size 8 bytes. So producer is always producing some item, some kind of byte for example, and it will keep it in a buffer, record it in a buffer, and consumer takes that byte from that buffer. Buffer is a shared resource in this case. So this particular shared resource has to be protected by our mutual exclusion algorithms. Producer is to be prevented from adding the data into the full buffer. So as we know, suppose the size of the buffer is 8. So if already the 8 bytes are filled, then producer should not record the data or it should not store the data into the already full buffer. Similarly, the consumer should not take out any item or any data from an empty buffer. So that things should happen whenever we try to give the solution for the producer-consumer problem. So this is the diagram of producer-consumer problem. There is a shared resource which is called as a buffer. Producer will be generating some kind of data, will be putting it into the buffer, and consumer will be taking out that data from the buffer. The problem will arise whenever producer is producing something and simultaneously consumer is trying to consume. So this particular or this resource should be mutually excluded. And the other kind of problem can be if there are more than one producer and more than one consumer simultaneously working on a common resource or common buffer. Then this particular producer-consumer problem can arise as a classical problem of synchronization in operating system. In order to solve this producer-consumer problem, we can give the solution by using the semaphore. We know semaphore is like a lock. It is used to protect the resource, which is a shared resource, in a mutually exclusive manner. So, solution to this producer-consumer algorithm or problem by using the semaphore approach. We are using 3 semaphores here. One semaphore is a lock. Its name is lock. So, this semaphore will allow only either producer or consumer to work on the buffer at a given instant of time. We know that in mutual exclusion, whenever one process is in its critical section, the other process is inferred from getting into its critical section. So this log semaphore is just monitoring whether which process is in its critical section, and then it will not allow the other process to go into its critical section. So it's a guard for the critical section. Then the other semaphore is for the free slots. Initially all the slots of the buffer will be free. As we have imagined, suppose there are 8 bytes in this buffer. So number of free slots initially will be 8 because producer might not have produced anything initially. So all the 8 bytes will be free. So number of free slots will be 8 initially, which will be equal to the size of the buffer. And since producer has not prepared anything or produced anything at this particular instant of time, for the starting of the code, your filled slots semaphore value will be 0. So there are 3 semaphores here. Then there is a producer function. The producer function will continuously execute in a while true loop or while one loop. it will produce one item. Whenever the producer produces item or any kind of data, it has to be recorded into the buffer. And first of all, it will be checked whether any of the free slots are available. And if any free slots are available, then it should be checked that whether consumer is working on that buffer at that given instant of time. So if it is working, then producer will not be allowed to go to work for the storing of data into the buffer. So in this case, what is there in a producer function? Whenever there is any item produced by the producer, it will first check whether there are any free slots. Okay, and if it comes out of this particular loop, for example, if the free slots value is equal to 8, then it will come out of this loop. But if the free slot value is equal to 0, then continuously the producer will be kept in this particular loop only, and it will not come out of this wait state. So if there are any free slots, then it will check whether the consumer is working on the buffer or not. If the consumer is not working on a buffer, then only it is allowed to add the item to the buffer. So how the producer will check whether the consumer is working on the buffer? By checking the lock semaphore. If any of producer or consumer in its critical section of the code, then the lock value will be 1. Otherwise, it will be 0. So for that reason, if the lock is free, then only the consumer or the producer can enter into the critical section. Here also, if the lock is free, then only whatever is the item produced by the producer, that will be added to the buffer, right? So the next function is add buffer item, right? And after this, your producer will signal the lock, or it will signal this semaphore called as a lock. That means it will make it 1. Okay, whenever it is using that buffer, it will make that lock signal is equal to 0. Next, it will signal the filled slots also. Whenever this semaphore is signaled, it will be incremented by 1. As we know, there are 3 functions on the semaphore. The increment function, the increment function is done whenever the semaphore is signaled. The decrement function is done whenever the semaphore is waited for. So in this case, whenever this particular semaphore filled slots is signaled or released, its value will be incremented by 1. So what is happening here? Producer will first check whether there are any free slots. If there are any free slots, then it has to check whether the consumer is working on the same buffer. If the consumer is not working, then only the producer is allowed to add the item to the buffer. And whenever it finishes adding that item to the buffer, it will increment the filled slots value by 1, and of course before that it will release the lock for the shared resource. The shared resource in this case is your common buffer. Similarly, your consumer. Okay. Similarly, for the consumer, what will happen is, for consumer, every time the algorithm will be run in a while true loop. Okay. And first of all, the consumer will wait for any of the filled slots. If the filled slots value is 0, then continuously the consumer will be in a wait state. If there is any of the filled slot, then only it will come out of the wait state. It doesn't mean that if there is any filled slot, immediately consumer will consume that data item. It has to first check whether producer is producing some data onto the buffer simultaneously. For that reason, it will again wait for the lock semaphore. Try to understand lock semaphore is a semaphore or resource guard for guarding the buffer resource which is being used by the producer and consumer simultaneously. So if value of lock is non-zero, that means once it will see whether no one is working on the common resource called as a buffer. If the value of lock is non-zero, then it will come out of that wait state and it will consume the item from the common buffer, so that it will go into its critical section of the code. Then it will signal the lock. That means it will release the lock, making it 1 in order to tell the environment that now no one is using, or at least the consumer is not using the common buffer. Then after that, it will signal the free slots. Since it has consumed one item out of the buffer, it can signal the free slots and then it can consume that particular item. So this is the producer consumer problem which is getting solved by using the semaphores. Now one should be careful in designing the solution with the semaphore for the typical producer consumer types of problems. So while designing this particular solution, whatever algorithm we have written, if the sequence of functions in that algorithm are changed, then also the deadlock can happen or some problems can arise. For example, we change the order of semaphore in a consumer thread. See, this is a consumer process or a consumer thread. So if the order of semaphore in this thread is changed, that means instead of waiting for the filled slots first, it will wait for the common buffer whether it is available or not. That means these two statements, their order is changed. The consumer will first see whether no one is working on the common buffer. If no one is working for the common buffer, then it will wait for the filled slots. Then what will happen? Now, since it is first waiting for the lock and then it is waiting for the filled slots, if the consumer thread starts first or the consumer process starts first, it will wait for the lock and then the value of lock will be set to 0. And then suppose the producer has not produced anything, then what will be the value of filled slots? The filled slots will be 0. That means before producer producing anything, the consumer entered into the critical section and it is continuously waiting for the filled slots. Since they are 0, it will get stuck up here. So this problem arises if you change the order of functions in your algorithms. Okay. So thank you for patient listening. This is nothing but the producer consumer problem. Let us discuss the other problems in next video series.